Hello and welcome to more bonus content from the Ravnica Allegiance pre-release. My name is Kathleen. I'm here from LoadingReadyRun, and I'm here with my friend Erin Campbell, and we're going to sit down and build a seal deck.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So as anybody, if you're not familiar with my work, I love graveyard decks. I love bringing things back from the graveyard. I love putting things in the graveyard, especially if they're my own things. And so I wanted to pick Orzhov for this event, but I also wanted to go outside my comfort zone a little bit. So I ended up going with Rakdos. But when you all gave me this opportunity, you were like, what would you want to do? I was like, let's give Orzhov a shot. Let's go back to my comfort zone and see if I can make some magic happen.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Let's crack into it.
All right. Prestige, obligation, and opulence. Opulence. Love it. All right. We were both Rakdos yesterday.
We were, and I think we did Rakdos proud to a fine 1-1 finish.
Absolutely. I'm just going to put that down there. I'm so glad that Kaya's back.
So if you haven't played a pre-release...
Hello. We're off to a great start. I will show y'all in just a second. So what better introduction to Orzhov than our girl Teysa Karlov?
Oh, that is a good. So if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time.
Oh my God.
Creature tokens that you control have vigilance and lifelink. So relevant. Afterlife is a triggered ability. So that means you have double afterlife.
Yeah, off to a good start. Let's hope the rest of the packs are good to me. So we've got Teysa. So we're going to start off by just evaluating the cards in our guild, and then we're going to branch out from there. So nothing really standing out to me about... I do want to call out this card, though. Cam famously finished me off with this card during our game, and so I have a great appreciation for this card. I will probably always think of him whenever I see that, so maybe I'll be able to use that today.
If you haven't played in a pre-release before, all of the packs, all of the guild packs have 5 boosters, but also a guild flavored booster to help you play with your guild.
Yeah. Pitiless Pontiff. This is really the enabler that we were waiting for as we were waiting for the spoilers to come out. This is what's going to let you do what's called an Aristocrat style strategy, which I know I leaned pretty hard on yesterday. And if I decide to do the same thing today, I think this card's going to be the best outlet for that in my guild colors.
So what is the genesis of Aristocrats if somebody hasn't been playing for that long?
That's a great question. So the Aristocrat name came from back in Return to Ravnica Standard. There was a card called Cartel Aristocrats, which was also Orzhov, and it was basically a free sacrifice outlet. And so you would pair it with other cheap cards that had death triggers, and then so you would sacrifice things to the Aristocrat and then do damage or make spirits or things like that, and you would create an engine that way that could do various things. There were ways to like bring the creatures back, and that's really, and then Falconwrath Aristocrat was also a card you would use to sacrifice the Aristocrat. That's really where the name came from, and it just kind of stuck. So even when there's no real aristocrats around, that name is what it is.
Yeah, basically if something is like you get something for sacrificing a creature, that's an aristocrat.
Yeah, and there's been one, I mean, in the last couple standards, I remember in Battle for Zendikar Standard, we had like a black-green Cryptolith right deck, which again had no aristocrats in it, but that's just sort of the word association. So we're in a good direction so far. So these are all fine. I definitely will not be using Scrabbling Claws because that is graveyard hate and we don't believe in that, so...
I mean, I guess that's the board for the mirror match.
Yeah, you know, but I tend to show respect. You know, I come from the graveyard. I let others have their graveyard.
No, no. So. Like, I can have fun. You can't have fun. I would mess with other people's fun.
That's true. That's very true. So, all right. So these are the cards that really stand out to me so far. The Orzhov pack was fine. Nothing really jumped out at me as amazing. So let's see what else we got that's in the Orzhov vein. Okay, so this is all kind of... not really in our colors. I do like Grotesque Demise, though. I think it makes a great answer for other Afterlife cards, because if you can exile something that doesn't get a death trigger, which I think is very relevant. It can also get some use against Rakdos. I know that you opened Judith yesterday. Judith was another one that focused on things dying, so if you can avoid getting that painful trigger, I think Grotesque Demise is a great tool to let you do that.
It also just like gets a lot of those annoying Azorius like 1/4s. Just like, get out of here.
Yeah, it really does. So this first pack was a little weak to Orzhov. Nothing really stellar in here, so I'm just going to try another one. I'm just going to find all the Orzhov cards first and see what jumped out at me, and then we'll go back and fill in the gaps if we have to. Okay, again, no real Orzhov here. A lot of Rakdos. I suspect we're going to be going to a third color. I do want to talk about another card that's good against Afterlife is Cry of the Carnarium. Again, because of that exile clause. This was something you opened one yesterday, didn't you?
I did, and I played it against Cameron, and what I did is I played it in my second main when creatures had a bunch of damage marked on them.
How do you feel?
Oh, well, I wiped his board, and he didn't get any afterlife triggers because everything went to the exile zone. And that game was over.
Talk about having all the fun. So there's nothing really in here I like. Our rare for this pack was Skargan Hellkite, which, I mean...
But that's good, though, because there's some synergy between Rakdos and Orzhov.
That's true.
And if you open like any kind of like Rakdos Guildgate or anything like that, like double red's a lot, but I feel like, what is that? A Riot Flyer, so it's either got haste or +1/+1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got, for 4, it deals 2 damage as you choose, divided among 1 or 2 targets. Activate this ability only if it has a... Okay, so if it gets bigger, then you can use it to, like, ping things.
Yeah, so I went Mardu yesterday. I'm obviously not opposed to doing it again, but I'd like to try to stay as...
good, Erin.
I'm no expert. You know, I don't know...
A 5/5 flyer for 5. Or if you have to finish them off quickly, a 4/4 flyer with haste. And then you don't care about bolting things, because you're like, 4 to the dome, die.
So again, not really impressed. Our rare in this pack was Breeding Pool, which is not anything we really want to be doing. We did get another Grasping Thrall, so we can really lean on kind of this drain plan if we want to. Another good removal spell is Undercity's Embrace. Sack effects, especially if you're looking at a format where there might be hexproof creatures, or if your opponent is kind of running out one threat at a time. I really, really like, and if you happen to have a creature with power 4 or greater, you also gain some life, and that can be really useful for Orzhov decks where we're draining ourselves. It's a way to kind of recoup that life, so I really want to find a way to use that if I can. Other than that, nothing really stellar in here.
Oh, actually, you do have, hold on, keep going. Keep going. Nope. Debtor's Thrall.
How do you feel about this?
I feel it's like very serviceable as a body.
It's also adorable.
We had talked about this on the pre-release. It's got man hands.
Listen.
Those are the hands of a person.
Hands? Is that
like the hands, like,
that is weird.
Normally a pack beast has hooves, and that's got thumbs. Why does it have thumbs? That's not okay.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the thing I focus on. I'm just gonna be...
the hands.
So we're not gonna rule out the transport, but
I think a 5/3 is a very serviceable body because it sort of like needs to be answered. 3 toughness is like a little irritating, but then it dies and you get your you get 2 1/1s. That's not bad.
Oh no. Bedevil. Ugh.
Oh, well, this is just encouraging you to splash red, I think.
I know, right? This is an amazing card. Seb McKinnon did the art on this. Seb's had an amazing year. If you're not following him on Twitter, you should be. He also did a very successful Kickstarter lately. Just one of the best artists going right now, and this is just a brilliant... I don't know if you saw this. There was a meme going around of someone had taken this artwork and was like, that's every woman on the internet. Too real. So I think we could be going in a Mardu direction. I'm not opposed to that, obviously. Again, nothing really stellar. I mean,
I find I like the plague bearer, the 2/1 that gives things -1/-1 till end of turn when it gets blocked. Is that it?
Yeah. So it's good against it's good against opposing afterlife because everything's just 1/1 tokens. There's fine, but we're really just... These packs aren't great.
I feel like you can do worse for a piker. It's a piker with an effect.
Yeah, this would have been nice to have for us yesterday on Spectacle. Slamming that on turn 1 must have felt amazing. All right, so...
I had it in my pool and never played it.
What? Oh my God!
I only played it like very late. It came out like way too late.
Again with the off-color rares. But we did get some Orzhovs in here. We did get the Minister of Obligation.
Okay.
Which is fine. Oh, look at we got the grandma. We got Imperious Oligarch. Okay. Not too bad. We got another one of these Plague Whites that you had mentioned.
They're not like so amazing. I think they're fine. It's
serviceable.
Sealed. It's sealed. Sometimes you're like, get in. Right?
All right. So obviously I feel like we don't have enough to really just go Orzhov. So let's try Mardu first, because obviously this dragon is amazing. So let's see if we can do... And then it lets you
run the devil.
It really does, yeah. So let's see if we can go more of a Mardu direction. So I'm going to just kind of divide everything by color now, and just see if we have enough red to really kind of fill in the gaps. Or even just find the red.
How much of a splash are we going here? A big splash or just a flavor splash? Is it a little spicier or a lot spicier?
I'm all about big splashes. Let's see. Let's just get everything by color here.
Oh, Consigned to the Pit. I think that's great.
Yeah, I do too. I didn't like it in Rakdos because I felt it was a lot, but I think
it's a little slow.
Yeah, but I think Orzhov wants to be a little slower. Like they don't want to be playing a fast game. So I think in that case, we might be able to swing a 6-mana removal spell.
Well, also, like, it's unconditional, which is
Yeah.
not nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. So multicolored, red. Oh, this tastes is so good.
Yeah, Teysa makes, like, sure, the Debtor's Transport is not amazing, but with Teysa,
Ooh.
any afterlife triggers are much better, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely valid. And the boys seemed to enjoy Orzhov yesterday. It was Cam and Graham. Yeah. All right, so there's that. Got a couple guild gates here. So if we had the splash, that's a good sign. So there's that.
You've got the Lizard Wizard.
I do. You know, I like cheap frills. So sure we'll get along with her just fine. So that is I think they call it the CCDD format cards. For the mana symbols.
Hard to cast, but usually worth it if you can do it.
This card is bananas. Why does it have trample? Why does it have trample? Why does it double counters? I just have so many questions. So many questions. Screaming Shield has become a meme of, stepping on a Lego.
I just hear like the screaming cowboy, like ah.
All right, so a lot of Simic here, some Azorius, all right, a Pegasus. How do you say the plural Pegasus? Pegasi? Pegasuses?
I usually just say, I have another Pegasus. Block this Pegasus and that Pegasus.
We had a Donry emblem.
I have Void.
Actually, I love eyes everywhere.
Okay, hold on, but you did get a Rakdos Guildgate.
Yeah.
So that's good for the splash.
Absolutely. All right, so a couple Knights of Sorrows there.
Okay, can I just talk about the flavor text on Knight of Sorrow?
Oh, yeah.
The helmet reveals no eyes to witness your penance, no mouth to offer absolution. Which sounds badass as hell, but I just like love the idea of a Knight of Sorrow just like clanking into a door frame.
Right,
like,
I was like, how do you
bong.
get around? I was thinking that too. I was like, well, that's cute and all, but like, how do you get around? Like,
And this lady has Afterlife. Oh, did you
sure
get
does.
3 of those or just 2?
I might have.
Wow, that's a lot.
There's that. There's that. Right. So that's any sort of death trigger as she doubles, I believe.
Not bad, not bad.
All right, Undercity Scavenger.
Also, I thought, like, it's a bit weird because it's not, guild mechanic-y, but like a 5/5 is not a bad thing. Like, you know how like the 4/5, the black Gouser of Lights was better than you thought it was.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, at first you're like, nah, that's a big dumb black creature. Like that's what black gets. But it was like pretty good. I feel like a 5/5 that lets you scry is not bad.
No, not at all. Okay, so let's start with the Orzhov because I feel like on the second pass through, I found things that are better.
There's like no Azorius spells in this deck.
Yeah, good riddance, am I right?
I mean, you could conceivably play that because you could just cast it for double white because it's the split mana symbol, which is not bad.
A Death Touch Panther. So there's a 5, a 4, a 3. I believe the kids call this a curve. There's 3. Got a little bit of removal if I need it. So there's that. Go arresting. So there's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 3 Knight of Sorrows.
I don't know. Do you need to be that sad? I'm just here for comments. Like I'm not here to like advise the deck building. I'm just here to crack jokes.
Which is very needed. Very needed.
This seems good. I don't have anything to like evaluate on it. It's just like it's a 3/3 for 3.
Yeah.
And with some marginal upside.
Carry an Imp. There's some life gain. Death Touch Afterlife. Okay. Here's your transport. Okay. No more Afterlife. That's all right. So that's fine. All right. So we have our Thralls at 5, Teysa at 4, the Pontiff at 2, Grandma at 2. Hellkite at 5, and we could just stop at 5.
you have any? What other red removal do you have?
None. Not a drop. I mean, I can destroy something with Defender. I have Deface.
Sideboard.
Yeah, but literally none. Like,
Wow.
yeah, I know.
Not even a scorch mark. That one's common. I mean, that's sealed.
How many did you open yesterday?
3.
3.
But the thing is, it only deals 2 damage, so I would like board it out depending on what was going on. And it was just like stone useless against Marshall's Azorius deck. It was just like, I do nothing.
So I'm not. I still feel like things are missing. Comes blocked. Each creature blocking it. I'm not sure how aggressive we are. Like there's removal.
Oh yeah.
I don't really want to kill my own things, but
at the same time, look at like what you're getting to, right? Like if you get above, like this is the 3. This has got 3 toughness. What does Syndicate Messenger have? That has 3 toughness. Like okay, some of these, but if they die, they trigger Afterlife. Like some of them are okay, but a lot of your stuff does have 3 toughness, except for like these ones down here. So like the longer the game goes, the better that Carnarium gets for you. But maybe it's a sideboard card against like a very low to the ground aggressive deck.
Yeah.
Because it just does stone nothing against Azorius. Like maybe you kill 1 or 2 things.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
But it's also good because it does exile.
Yeah.
So that means that if you were playing another Orzhov deck, that they don't get their Afterlife.
Yeah. So. Well, I've got lockets and I've got guild gates. So I just still feel like I'm a little weak here.
Well, what's your white look like?
Nothing stellar. I mean, I have another Rakdos guild gate.
Oh, it'll make your splash easier at least. Oh, and you do have the. Oh, there goes my mic pack. Sorry.
Girls smash. You were asking about the white?
Yeah. Yeah, and you have the
Am I like using all my white?
the Gateway Plaza that it comes into play tapped, and you have to play another one, but then it taps for anything.
Yeah.
So it's slow, but it will get the job done for fixing.
I honestly think I'm using all my white.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Green, blue, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Oof. Yeah.
Wait, what's the Rakdos card? The Roustabout?
No, that is the Acrobat, which I had a lot of fun with the other day.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Although, how many cards do you have here?
Too many.
7.
I'm not even sure I need those, because I thought it was something else. It's just a combat trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is 25, so you could just make like 2 cuts.
Yeah, I'm just so... what am I not in love with? I'm not sure I love the spirit, to be honest. Like the mana cost seems really rough. Like, getting to 5... everything's kind of like a white or a black or just colorless, but like having that be double white feels kind of brutal. Especially if we're going to go for like 3 colors. So I'm not sure about the spirit. I think if I had ways to maybe blink it or like really abuse it, I might keep it, but I don't have that. So it just seems like I can see it being better in Azorius or Simic if you're like bouncing, but it doesn't have any value.
That's a rough splash for Simic.
Right. But you know what I mean? Like if you're just going to get the one-time use, what? Yeah.
You get a 3/3, which having played against it is like, or played again like with the smaller creatures is like, that's a significant amount of power. Like when I was playing Marshall, like I was like a 3/3 is a real pain in my butt. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we want to do like a more expensive removal and get rid of a Zeal?
Yeah, I would definitely. I would like Consigned to the Pit's really expensive, but it's also just says destroy.
Yeah, so
that's
1,
useful.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many Night of Sorrows is too many Night of Sorrows? But do I also need a Hazda Officer? I don't think I do. But I have nothing in the 3 spot otherwise. I'm trying to see if I have anything else that just has a death trigger that I could maybe abuse. Like. Causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger. Yeah, nothing wants to die, it seems. Gains death touch. Enters the battlefield. Enters the battlefield. Not enough death triggers. Check a creature. Adapt. Check a creature.
Do you have the fixing to go like blue-black though? Or white-blue?
Oh, I was just checking around for like other. I have a couple Gilgates. I have an Azorius Gilgate and a Simic, and I have the breeding pool that I opened.
Interesting. So like it's not inconceivable because you also have the Gateway Plaza to do a blue splash or something like that. Here, I don't know. I don't know if you need 3 Knight of Sorrows. Like they do have Afterlife, but I just feel like once you get to the 5s drop, do you want a Knight of Sorrows or do you want a Grasping Thrall?
I'd rather have the Grasping Thrall. Yeah. Yeah, I just have no other death triggers here, so there's nothing really to abuse this. All right, so we can do, we'll cut a Knight, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not even in love with that, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. That's 22.
Oh, you could put like a small, like you could put another 2-drop in, or you could put back like one of the cuts then. You could. Do you have you had an Orzhov locket? Is that something you want to run as to like fix the draws and then maybe sacrifice it later to draw cards? Since you're probably pivoting to the long game anyhow.
Yeah, I don't think it hurts. And then I have, it's only just the red and the 2 reds. So I think I should be able to hit that by 5. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Actually, do you have a Rakdos locket?
I do not know, but I do have 2 Gilgates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 23.
That's it. I like, you're a little bit high end heavy, but like once you can get Teysa down, like that's so good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that's just so like this card's not great, but Afterlife 2, like this has Afterlife, this has Afterlife, this has Afterlife, this has Afterlife. Right, now you're starting to say, like, I believe all of these have Afterlife.
Or they can be sacrificed.
Yeah, like, you're starting to get to, like, some pretty nice stuff.
Okay, yeah, it's not as lean as I would have liked, but I think given the pool that we had, I just don't really see, there's literally no other death triggers we could abuse, so I think that given what we had, I mean, it's just really the best thing. Like, we could have gone Orzhov or Azorius or Simic, but even that wasn't great.
Yeah, and also Sealed's a little slower.
Yeah.
Seal probably, so like...
Orzhov in particular, yeah. Like, I think if this had been a Rakdos pack, I'd be like, ship the whole thing. But I think Orzhov wants to play a slower game, so that would allow us to hopefully get there. So I think this is what we do.
So basically, you're going to run these cards, you're going to resolve Teysa, you're going to make a whole lot of tokens.
Hope for the best.
Punch in.
And if that doesn't work, we'll just send a big red dragon at you. I think that's fair.
There are a lot of problems that can be solved by a huge red dragon.
Exactly. We're going to put all of our hope on that. So, all right.
Well, thank you so much. If people want to see more of your stuff, Erin, where can they check it out?
Oh, goodness. So my show, Magic Mics, we go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, twitch.tv/Magic Mics. You can also find us on YouTube. We do our Magic Mics top 10s every week. I also stream at twitch.tv/Original Estrus, and you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Original Estrus. So come say hello.
All right, thanks everybody, and please check out a pre-release near you if you would like to get in on this wacky Orzhov death trigger action. Bye.